Okay, just got an idea, and I've done this before, but I've added the propane torch here experimentally. You got to be very careful and blow this canister up. Adding the electrode, using the electrode. This Excalibur rod, because it has a lot of chromium and manganese in it, does not want to run smoothly. In fact, what they do on the tip of it is add a little iron powder in the flux to thereby make it work a little smoother and give you an initial arc ignition. And problem with that is they didn't put enough in there and throughout the rod, so it just wants to fizzle out and burn out on me. So it's very difficult to keep the bead running. But with this, I burned half a rod and came around this corner by just simply pointing this propane torch at the joint, which also preheats the joint and burns out any moisture that might be in the joint or any impurities. So that's it did seem to help about, I'm not sure, maybe 30% at most, but that, I'll take it. It seemed to make at least 1/3 increase of yeah, it was less stressful for sure, trying to keep that Excalibur rod ignited. And I've got a lot of current behind this thing, running at 36 volts here, which is 12 volts higher than any other plug-in grid welder. They run at 25 volts, 24, 25 volts, AC or DC. So Stealth Weld actually has 36 volts. I can make custom models that go up to 48 volts even when needed. I have even run welders at 240 volts AC before, straight off of transformers, which is just ludicrous. It's very dangerous too. Believe this may be an improvement here, and I may actually add this to my electrode holder. Is a basically just a little nozzle to add some propane. Of course, I got to be careful that the propane doesn't liberate any moisture into the weld itself, because the byproduct of hydrogen, when you oxidize it, is H2O. But I don't think that's an issue. It actually did seem to create more penetration as well from the added heat, and might actually burn off some of the impurities as I'm welding. So that's actually a very interesting. I'm going to try to continue onward and check the weld, make sure there's no cracking. But it's an interesting application of welding, trying to smooth out the Excalibur rod, make it more manageable. Alright, this is CT with CT Machinery Systems, ARC-JET-WELD. Thank you for the interest. Soldiering onward.